It was a pretty remarkable scene Tuesday in the Oval Office when President Trump invited the two House and Senate Democratic leaders to the Oval Office for talks about a government shutdown, about border wall funding, and the scene quickly devolved into partisan sniping.
The Washington Post today gave you a whole lot of Pinocchios.
Into questioning of each other's political capital.
The fact is, you do not have the votes in the House.
Nancy, I do.
The election results.
Excuse me, did we win the Senate? We won the Senate.
It was a scene that was unprecedented even in the Trump administration, and I think it really presages a difficult 2 years ahead in which Democrats are actually going to have a seat at the table when it comes to setting the agenda in Washington.
Please don't characterize the strength that I bring to this meeting as the leader of the House Democrats who just won a big victory.
Elections have consequences, Mr. President.
Let me just say.
That's right. And that's why the country's doing so well.
We have not seen kind of a full-scale confrontation, at least face-to-face, from the likes of Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. Now, perhaps that owes to the fact that they were in the minority and they really didn't have any leverage. Perhaps they thought that they could get more out of the president by being nice to him. Maybe they were being deferential to the office of the presidency. Whatever the reason, what we saw on Tuesday was not generally how they have approached the president. And so the question from here is this a signal of things to come? Is this how the relationship is going to play out over the next 2 years now that Democrats have some power? And is this a recognition that maybe the 2020 election has already begun? Perhaps the most significant soundbite from this Oval Office sit-down was the president towards the end saying, "I will take the blame for the shutdown."
I will take the mantle. I will be the one to shut it down. I'm not going to blame you for it. The last time you shut it down, it didn't work.
That's generally not how you approach shutdown debates. You usually want to say the other side is to blame. That gives you potentially more leverage over whatever the eventual outcome is in the negotiations over that. The president skipped over all of that. He said, if the government shuts down, this is about me. I won't even blame the Democrats for this. And now the question is how that affects the ultimate terms that are negotiated, whether we actually see a shutdown and how long it lasts based upon who people actually do blame.
Yeah, let me say something, Mr. President.
So if you look at how the meeting went down, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer actually seemed to be girding for this. They really planted the seeds for it early in the meeting.
I think the American people recognize that we must keep government open, that a shutdown is not worth anything, and that you should not have a Trump shutdown. You have the White House, the Trump shutdown.
They seem to want this. The question is whether this is what they do from now on going forward. Is this a new approach? Or is this just something that kind of happened in the moment? I think if you look at what Nancy Pelosi said afterwards, where she talked to fellow House Democrats and mentioned the president's quote-unquote manhood, it seems like they are looking for this confrontation. They want to be more forceful in pushing back against the president.
We won the Senate.
When the president brags that he won North Dakota and Indiana, he's in real trouble.
When I
did.
Let me say this.
We did win North Dakota
and
Indiana.
This is the most unfortunate thing. We came in here.
So if you're talking about what's going to happen for the next 2 years, I think that suggests that Democrats are not going to be as deferential to the presidency.
We need border security. I think we all agree that we need border security.
Yes,
Is that
we
right?
do.
Good.
We do.
See, we get along. Thank you, everybody.